fans, or I should say Superman fans. Yes, this is me, Monty G. Yes, I'm pretty sure some people are wondering, Monty G, what are you doing? You're a horror channel. What are you doing talking about Superman? Well, I happen to love other movies besides horror movies, and I do have a series on my channel which is called My Thoughts on. And of course, I have to talk about Superman 2025 because that's one of my anticipated films of the year. And so here are my thoughts on Superman 2025. Look up! Now, Superman 2025 is a 2025 American superhero film. It was written and directed by James Gunn, based on the character Superman created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Now, the film stars David Corn Sweet, Rachel Brosnahan, Nicholas Hoult, Eddie Gacarty, Nathan Fillion, and Isabella Massard. Now, in this film, Superman must reconcile his alien Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as his arch nemesis Lex Luthor plots a campaign to turn the public against him. Uh-oh, what is Lex up to now? You know, when it comes to superhero guys, one of the most popular ones that has a long history from comics, TV shows, and movies is, of course, the Man of Steel, Superman. Created by American comic book writer Jerry Siegel and Canadian artist Joe Shuster, Superman has a long history since his first appearance in Action Comics back in 1938. Now, Superman has appeared in comics published by DC Comics, TV shows such as The Adventures of Superman starring George Reeves, the animated TV shows such as The New Adventures of Superman, I believe that was done by Filmation, and of course, Superman the Animated Series. You know, it took a while before Superman made his first appearance in film, starting with the 1978 film Superman, the movie starring Richard Donner. Now, the film with the tagline, "You will believe a man can fly," starred Christopher Reeve as Superman Clark Kent, along with veteran actor, and we miss him already, Gene Hackman playing his arch nemesis Lex Luthor, was an instant hit at the box office, grossing over $300 million. And if you adjust that with inflation, that comes to $1.44 billion. So that movie was an instant classic. Now, I'm pretty sure it took a while for the technology to actually make you believe that a man can fly would be good enough in order to make a film like Superman. It was quite surprisingly how well they did the practical effects or the flying effects in 1978 because you would not think they could do that, but it did. And when I first saw Superman, I was quite impressed with the practical effects because they actually believed that Superman can fly, unlike the effects that we saw in The Adventures of Superman starring George Reeves. We will talk about that. Now, the film was going to have three sequels: Superman 2, Superman 3, Superman 4, and The Pest for Peace, before Warner Brothers finally ended the series. Well, because everyone knew how bad Superman 4 was, and everyone thought that the film series is ended, so Warner Brothers said, let's cancel it. That's it. We're done with the Superman film series. I mean, we wouldn't actually get another Superman film until 2006 with Superman Returns with Bryan Singer from X-Men fame directing the film, and Brandon Routh was cast to play the Kryptonian hero. Now, despite the film being a box office success, Warner Brothers wasn't happy with the worldwide return, so a planned sequel was canceled. They said, you know what, despite the fact, we're not satisfied. We want to make more money than we did, so they canceled the planned sequel. Now, after the success of the after the success of American film director Christopher Nolan's Batman The Dark Knight trilogies and the success of the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the MCU, Marvel decided, let's create our own film universe based on their own DC comic book characters and called it the DC Extended Universe, called the DCEU, starting with Superman, of course. Now, this Superman film, called The Man of Steel, was directed by Zack Snyder, and it starred Henry Cavill as Superman, was released back in 2013. Now, while the film was a box office success, it received mixed reviews from critics and movie fans, and eventually would call for Warner Brothers to cancel any further Superman films, and of course, we all know the death of the DCEU. So now we have American film director James Gunn, who gave us the Guardians of the Galaxy films for the MCU. He was brought over by Warner Bros. To start a new DC film universe. This one simply called the DCU, starting with the latest Superman film, which I call Superman 2025 because it comes out in 2025. Now, in this version of Superman, he's already made his appearance to the world about 3 years ago and is now working for the Daily Planet in Metropolis as Clark Kent. Now, it seems Superman is under investigation by the U.S. government for having stopped an invasion by Bavaria, an ally of the U.S., in the neighboring country of, I think I pronounced this right, Jahanpur. Now, billionaire Lex Luger tries to convince General Flagg and the other officials in the U.S. that Superman is a proposed threat and he should be killed if necessary. Now, this leads to an intricate plot that will cause the public to lose trust in Superman and what his true purpose on Earth really is. That's the best way I can explain what this film is about. Now, when watching this film, I was wondering what type of a Superman film James Gunn would make here. I mean, let's be honest. Making another film about how Kal-El, Superman's real name or his Kryptonian name, would come to Earth and would eventually become Superman wouldn't work. As everyone knows about Superman's origins, we've already seen that film at least twice already. From the New Adventures of Superman and, of course, Man of Steel, we've seen Superman's origins. So we really don't need to see another film about how Superman came to Earth. I believe that's what James Gunn decided, that we're not going to do another origin story. Now, I believe that the film James Gunn has given us here is something different that we really haven't seen in a Superman film before, where he has already been established. Now, of course, Superman Returns doesn't go about his origins here, but that's kind of a different story than what we're seeing right here. And in this world, he's already been established. I believe the Superman Returns was supposed to be sort of a standalone sequel or a sequel between Superman 2 and ignore Superman 3 and Superman the 4 and the Quest for Peace. So it's kind of like that was that particular film. So for me, I believe Gunn decided to do something totally here where we actually see a Superman film where he is already known. We don't have to go through the whole origin story again. Now, this film also has the inclusion of metahumans. As a matter of fact, the film starts off about the discovery of metahumans as well. And I really do like Guy Gardner, Kendra Sanders, and Mr. Terrific, aka the Justice Gang. No, not the Justice League yet, the Justice Gang. I'm pretty sure if everything works well, we'll get the Justice League, but right now, it's the Justice Gang. No, Gunn really gets the action going quickly in this film, and it doesn't stop until it's time to slow the pace down, especially during the second act of the film when Luthor's plot is revealed. I won't say what it is, but it involves something that I'm pretty sure you've seen in the trailers, but I won't reveal what it is. But it goes fast. There's a lot of action that takes place throughout most part of the film, but when it's time to slow it down, he does slows it down. But Gunn goes very quickly into this. We also get some nice moments in the film, especially during the interview between Lois and Superman, where we get some of the reasons why Superman believes he was doing the right thing when he stopped the war between those two countries. I mean, for me, this goes right into what I believe Gunn is trying to say in this film, as can an alien like Superman have a right to interfere in a conflict between two sovereign countries? Even though his intentions are to stop bloodshed, his intentions are noble. I think that's what he's trying to persuade here. Now, the action scenes are great, and we all know Gunn is great at filming his action scenes, and we've seen that in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he does it right, and he does it again here, especially the fight scene that Mr. Terrific has in his second act of the film. That was fantastic. I really loved that fight scene. No, I love the fight scene Superman has with Ultraman and the Engineer, and thanks to Luthor, they do a great job in trying to kick Superman's ass. As a matter of fact, I think that's one of the best things I like about this particular film is because they show that as strong and as powerful Superman is, he can still get his ass kicked. Now, David Corn Sweet, he actually does a good job as Superman, as he actually puts his own spin onto the character, which I really, really did like. Now, he isn't the Boy Scout Superman that Christopher Reeve was, or even George Reeves for that matter, and he's not the Superman that Henry Cavill was. He is trying to be the man that he believes his parents, and I do believe his Kryptonian parents, Jor-El and Laura Von Van, sent him to Earth and to help the people of Earth. I believe that's what he's trying to do here. He's not trying to be a Boy Scout. He's not trying to be like Henry Cavill was. He's simply just trying to be the man that he believes his Kryptonian parents wanted him to believe him to be. Rachel Bashanahan, known for her role in the Prime TV show The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, I think she does a great job as Lois Lane. Now, she isn't the damsel in distress character that we see Lois play sometimes, and she's not the type of Lois Lane that we see in other films. She plays Lois as a woman who, despite her doubts with her relationship with Superman, does care for Clark and then goes out of her way to defend him. I thought she and David has some great chemistry back and forth, especially during the interview scene and some other scenes throughout the picture. So she does a pretty good job as Lois Lane. She actually puts her own spin on the character as well. No, I really like Nicholas Hope as Lex Luger, and she truly shows how much Lex despises Superman based upon his actions in the film. He actually does a lot of great job in the film, and you really see he's having a great time playing Lex because he chews up the scenery that all the scenes that he's in. No, as far as the plan that he has, the plan doesn't involve any real physicality on Luther's part. It's just basic manipulation using today's modern technology, along with some other advantage Luther has gained since Superman's arrival. I think it really shows the intelligence of Luther, shows you what his weaknesses are when it comes to dealing with Superman. And I thought Nigga Soap did a great job in displaying all the traits that we've seen when it comes to the character of Lex Luthor. Now, when it comes to the Justice Gang, the best one is Eddie Gaffidy. He's really enjoying playing Mr. Terrific, and to me honest, I thought he actually stole the whole movie. A man who is very intelligent and he knows his stuff. Here's one great scene in the film. I won't really reveal what it is, but it was just like this had me cracking up. And he really does a good job this year. I can't wait to see more of Mr. Terrific. And I think Eddie Gaffney has a great chance to be a great star in this universe here that James Gunn has created. Well, most of the CGI effects are pretty good. I have no problem with Crypto. I think Crypto is a really good job in this film, and the effects that they use on the engineer are great. And some of them are not, like that part that involves the so-called pocket universe. And I think the practical effects or CGI effects with the kaiju, it look like a plastic doll at times. So I think CGI effects are good, but then some of them are not. Now, I'm sure some people will not like this film because for them, it's not the Superman film that they wanted, or it's not the Superman character that they wanted. It's going to be either one or both of them. I'm pretty sure some people will not like the film because they believe it's not the top-notch superhero film that they're expected to see. I believe it's kind of more, it could be more of superhero fatigue for them, but I think ever since Endgame, they've been let down so much by some of the films that have come out since Endgame. And it's kind of Marvel's fault when it comes to some of the movies that have come out since Endgame. But I think most of all, I think their expectations when it comes to superhero films are just way too high. And they're expecting something really great. But for me, when you're trying to start something after the failure that we have with the DCEU, you're not going to get something that's going to be earth shattering or it's going to be this great monumental piece. You want to start off small, good, and great before you get to whatever thing Gunn has, because as we all know, this is just the first part in his God and Monsters Chapter 1 that Gunn has. So we really don't know where this is going to lead, but trying to expect something grand and fantastic, you're just asking for too much, in my opinion. For me, overall, it's a step in the right direction for Gunn and the DCU, as I wasn't expecting anything like the original 78 film and was not expecting anything like Avengers Endgame. For me, this was a decent superhero film and a decent Superman film with some nice fight scenes, some great performances between David, Rachel, Nicholas, and Eddie, and a nice way to start the DCU. Now, is this a great film? No, I'm not going to say great. It's a good film. It's a great way to start the DCU. I thought it was a great, decent Superman film. So if I'm going to rank this particular film, I would give it 3 out of 5 stars. Like I said, nothing great, nothing grand, but a nice, decent way to start off the DCU. So there you have it, Superman fans. That is my review and video of Superman 2025. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, or share. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. What do you thought about Superman? Did you enjoy it? Do you think this was a decent way to start the DCU? Leave your comments in your comment section below. Tell you your thought about Superman. Again, please don't spoil anything. If you are, make sure you put spoil in the comment section below. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button, ring that notification bell. That way you're notified anytime I put up new videos. This one. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see y'all guys later. Peace.